In this section, we're looking at variables. Without wasting much time, run your IntelliJ IDE Java program, then go to the source folder, right click on it, then go to new Java class. In that section, they name the class as what? Variables. Now, in Java, every variables must be declared before it can be used. When you declare a variable, you are telling the compiler and ultimately the computer what kind of data you'll be storing in the variable. For example, following are two declarations that might occur in Java programs. Integer number of beans. Integer number of days. Integer number of cities. Integer number of houses. All these are Java variables. All these are Java variables. We can go ahead and also say that double salary. I also say that double amount. I also say that double sales. All these are what? Variables that have been declared based on the functions that they will play or the roles that they will play. So for instance, if you are looking for the total number of beans, then when you declare it as integer, it's going to give you a whole number that represents the number of beans that you are looking for. If you are looking for total number of days, then you declare integer, that will give you a whole number that will represent the total number of what? Days. If you are looking for a number of cities, so what I'm trying to tell you is that in declaration of variables, the variable name should depict the kind of information it's going to store or it's going to hold. So in the nutshell, variable declaration, they pertain to a specific rules. You have something called syntax, and this is how variables are declared. First, the type, the variable name, names, variable names. Okay, so we can also say that type of variable, then the name of the variable as you did in the first section. So this means that the type, for the previous one that you did, the types are integer and double, and the names of the variables are name, number of beans, number of cities. All these ones are the names of what? Of the variables. All these are the names of the variables, and the int here represents the type of what variable that you are dealing with. This represents what? Double. Then there are more variables that are protected in Java. Another one is boolean, and that will only store two variables. You have either false or what? True. So we can say boolean yes yes or no. So this or boolean proceed or continue, or boolean next. Okay, but this boolean variable type only accept two parameters. This boolean variable types only accept two parameters, and the parameter that they accept is either true or false. So we can say boolean yes is equal to true. You can also say that boolean proceed is equal to false. You can also say that boolean next is equal to false or true. All of these parameter or the same data. Then you can say the next, then we bring comma, proceed is equal to false. The next has not been assigned, but proceed has been assigned to be what? False. This means that next has not been assigned. So this in this case, next could be either true or false. But proceed has been assigned to be what? False. To continue is what? False. Then we can also have another type of variables that are called float. Then you can say float, then say amount of substance. We can still declare another variables along the same line. Say molar mass. Can still continue on and say concentration. So all these things have been defined under the float type of float. Another type of variable that I want us to look at, and that is the character or the car variable type. So car, let's say cars. Okay, cars, let's say BM, but we are going to do it only BMW. So putting this car, the value in this apostrophe, in this quotation marks, not the double quotation mark. The double quotation marks convert this into string, and that will give us an error. Let's say that you want to declare a car as that BMW. That will instantly give us what? An error. That's that cars type to what? String. Migrate cars type to what? String. We want to define what? A character, not what? String. So we can go and then clear this and clear that. And then yes, still, because it only stores what? One letter of the Unicode characters. Then you have to what? Remove the other ones. Then this will be what? Defined very good for us. But it becomes very handy when we are dealing with certain control statement or conditional statement that we need only to what? Pick one character and iterate over them. You go into details as time goes on with this. There is another variable that is also there. You have another one called long. Then they can also long. This is scientific experiment data. That will store a whole range of what? Variable from to the highest decimal places that you want. This will give you the highest decimal places that you want. We can also have short. We can also have short. The short height. And this also stored an integer type of what? Data. an integer type of data that is up to only 5 what decimal what places. So long is also an integer type of data. Float is a floating point number that has a size of what 4 bytes. Long has what 8 bytes. Okay, then short has what 2 bytes. So all these things depend on the kind of data that you want to store. You need one of these. This brings us to the end of the variable declaration. In the next tutorial, we are going to look at how you can assign data to our various variables that we declared in this particular chapter. Please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and wait for the next tutorial. Thank you.